we can start whenever. Do you want it to let it go to the...
No, Kyle, this isn't fair. How the hell are we supposed to talk about this for 10 minutes without making any 9/11 jokes?
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Mom Can Have Another Dollar. We're playing...
Bullshit.
Airline Pilot.
Oh, Kyle, please, look.
What?
I can't believe you have a no 9/11 joke policy for this episode. Right before you started the recording, you're like, all right, guys, think of something you want to say, and it can't be 9/11 jokes. Like, why of all things? Why of all things that specifically? What game are we playing? And then look what happens. And if we were ever to get monetized, I think I ruined it by saying 9/11 jokes 15 times in the first 30 seconds of the fucking...
Well, we ruined that all the way back in House of the Dead 4 or whatever that was.
Oh, yeah,
I think you mean we ruined it back in fucking Wizard of Wor.
All the way back at Lizard Wizard.
Yeah.
Shit.
I was trying to think of like that first jungle game, and I couldn't remember the name of it, so I panicked and said Wizard of Wor instead.
Oh, jungle game.
Like one of the first things.
Jambo Safari?
No, like one of the very first. The joke was we ruined it with like the very first video we ever uploaded or whatever the hell.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wizard of Wor
or something.
Wizard of Wor.
I don't know. Oh, fuck it.
Wizard of Wor, which is not the first one we recorded.
I know. I panicked! All right, anyhow, speaking of panicking, let's see you take off this airplane without fucking it up too bad.
Yeah, I did it. See,
is this
look at
like
me.
that Tandemo Crisis?
Kind of, I guess.
When do you fly this thing into your boss's face?
Hopefully he doesn't work in New York.
Uh-oh, I raised it too much.
I think that was his wife. Like, he was trying to shoot down his wife with missiles.
Wasn't it like a giant teddy bear and a kaiju mech or something? I don't know. It's been literally years.
Yeah, you might be right.
There was a fight at an airport. I remember that. And I don't mean here in Florida, although probably yes, that too.
So
probably that every day, even during the epidemic.
Yeah.
Even during the holiday season.
I feel like the fucking Orlando airport is probably still busy as a motherfucker.
You know
I feel
what
like
I'm
they have not
thinking?
lost a step.
I'd love to see a Muppet movie where there's a fight at an airport. It's like a fist fight.
Like a fist fight,
Yeah.
brutal.
Kermit and
Knockdown,
Fozzie
drag
are
out
there.
brawl.
Yeah, Kermit and Fozzie are in line, and they're having a silly little jesty jest with the TSA agent. Then somehow a fist fight breaks out, and they do that little thing. Kermit does that thing where he looks and he kind of does that like little twitchy thing that like you could only do with your hand, and then his face kind of puckers in and he looks and does that look back and forth kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
like he can't quite believe what he's seeing.
Let's go, Fozzie. Let's just go.
Why, Kermit?
Kermit, we got front row seats
Oh,
to this
shit, there's a fucking fight over there, Kermit. Well, that's why you want to get out of here, Fozzie.
There's a fucking fist fight at the airport.
That's why you want to get out of here.
I just kind of want to lie low and get through this one.
Holy
unscathed.
shit! Is that Miss Piggy? Well, come on, Fozzie. Let's just go find somewhere else to buy bottled water.
Let's just go find our gate. Let's just find our gate. We are here early, but we don't want to be late.
Come on, Fozzie. I think I saw that they have an anti-pretzel things in the other terminal.
Anti-pretzel?
Whatever
Why?
the fuck
Why
they're
are
called.
they so against pretzels in this
No,
airport?
like that
Wait, no, Fozzie literally says that. Why aren't they for pretzels?
Oh, Jesus Christ,
And
Fozzie.
then the TSA agent gets
Fozzie,
knocked
just
over.
shut the fuck up and let's go. Or not, yeah.
Fozzie, for God's sake, please. And then they walk by.
I'm not in the mood for a fucking joke right now.
Our man is being shot.
Yeah, there's the Auntie's pretzels, and they walk by a tiny Starbucks kiosk and one of those newsstands, and then there's like a little section with a shoe shine, and then there's a piano and Rolf's playing at it. You know, one of those public pianos that they have at airport bar or restaurants sometimes. And he's like, "Damn, and I thought flying was a pain in the ass when they implemented mandatory cavity searches." And then he goes like, like a little jazzy kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck.
And then,
Oh, no.
so you're doing a
here
poor
you go,
job.
Kyle.
It doesn't like that I'm just turning?
You're turning at a fucking extreme angle.
No, I'm not. I'm just
It looks
turning.
like you're going to crash. Also, yeah, if I was in that airplane, I'd be like, well, here's it is. Here's how I die.
Well, okay,
I
first
can
of all-
only hope that city below us isn't fucking Atlanta, because I don't want to die in Atlanta, just like that gypsy fortune teller said I would.
Well, the problem is, okay, number one, you're in an airplane that has no, like, nothing that it's trying to accomplish. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just
Evidently.
flying.
Like, what is the objective?
Yeah, I
of
was
this
gonna
game?
ask if there was any sort of goal to this.
Just to fly and collect time. So, I mean,
Collect loops of time.
It's not even like, I mean, at least that train game, you had to get to a destination without shaming your family by being several seconds late.
right.
I
This
wish
one-
that game had a seppuku ending.
This one is very Japanese. Like, they're just like, yeah, you fly an airplane. They go, okay, to where? It's like, you just fly it.
Fly around. You
That's-
have to land?
Enjoy.
You can land. It does ask you if you want to land. The game goes, all right, you're having too much fun. You should probably land now. And you can tell it,
Should
no.
probably let some of the other kids play.
Oh, kids? Nick. I thought the warning that was going to pop up was going to be, you're late for work, aren't you? Time to pack it in.
Yeah, well, it says you should let some of the other kids play to kind of shame you into leaving.
The other, presumably children, not salarymen. Although they probably understand. You're stressed out. You haven't been home in 3 weeks. You're on your third weird tall can of aluminum can coffee that came out of a vending machine.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
you're probably only playing this game because there's too many people playing Street Fighter 4 at the moment. So you came over, you're like, I'll try
it's-
this one.
It also looks like this game would be inside of a contained booth, which is probably a safer place to put your briefcase and all.
Right. Oh, yeah. And,
Try
but,
landing. I dare you.
And okay. And
I
they,
did.
Go ahead.
Oh, I did learn a little bit of something about the culture in general. Apparently, the whole arcade scene and all of this shit is like, it's so common apparently for just your average desk worker to have a game like this or like some other sort of nerdy hobby where they go and do this shit, but it's not something that you share with anyone or ever talk about. It's a little hidden thing just for you.
It's like an Achewood idea almost. Just games that are boring so that you can play it and specifically never be able to talk about it with anyone.
I will say it's true though, because like you go to the arcade in Japan, like after all the salarymen get off work, and like they'll just go in there and they'll just start chain smoking, and then like they will just kick your ass in any head-to-head game.
Oh,
like,
I thought you were just going to end the sentence then and there.
They're chain smoking and they kick your ass in the arcade.
yeah, like
Little does Kyle realize that he wasn't wandering into an arcade. It was a Yakuza clubhouse.
Right.
And he,
so Corey,
Sega clubs are weird in Japan.
Corey and I were we were there, like we were like, oh, it would be really fun to go around Asia playing all the Street Fighter professionals, because they all go to the arcades because they actually have them in Asia. And like we went to the one where one of the most famous Japanese players usually plays at, and we never saw him, but we just got our asses handed to us by these guys who like had no emotion on their face, and like they would just had an ashtray the whole time. And
I
I'm
can
like,
sympathize with that. I've played Guilty Gear multiple times on this show, and that's pretty much what ended up happening with my
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
But this isn't even like the fighting game circuit. Like somebody was telling me about this. It's almost like a dress-up game. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess this
Yeah.
this woman goes and just plays that for a couple hours every day after work, and that's like her whole de-stress thing.
I bet I know which game it is.
But it has nothing to do with like she doesn't talk to anybody about it. She doesn't have anyone to discuss outfits or have any sort of connection. It's kind of like sitting around playing video
What?
games at home,
Bullshit.
except you do it in public.
Kyle, I think it's bullshit that they set you up en route. That you should have had to navigate to the landing strip. And
Well,
not
I picked
fuck it up.
beginner.
The big problem here is I can imagine you landing and jerking around like that, and Fozzie and Kermit are in their seats, and they're like, they're not being gravitated anymore because of your free fall, and they're like, ah! And the masks pour out of the top. And Kermit's like struggling to get his on, but Fozzie, like, it cuts back and he's already got it. He's like, hey Kermit, this is the only way to travel, huh? Ah! And then Kermit's like getting flung around the inside of the cabin, and his arms and legs are floppity and
Fozzie,
flop.
this is the safest way to travel. More people get into car accidents than plane crashes. What are the odds?
Those oxygen masks are all dropping out of their compartments, and animals stuffing like 4 of them into his mouth. Ah!
No, the entire plane's empty except for Fozzie and Kermit. It's really weird. Anyway, well, that was 10 minutes of pretending to fly an airplane with no point. So,
Yep. Try us next time.
Airline pilots.
Yeah!